Welcome back to the Sharon Talon Sports Podcast. This is Ep.3. Today we're going to be talking about the latest news in basketball and the NBA, and then we'll be transitioning to football and ending with a Monday Night Football preview. So, anybody have any thoughts?
So the NBA has officially declared their start date to be December 22nd, and I'm pretty sure they're planning on having fans in the stadiums. What are your guys' takes on this?
I think that's going to be sick, though. Starting the NBA around Christmas Day. I think Christmas Day NBA is.
Yeah, I think originally the NBA players were saying not to have it start that early. I think LeBron said he didn't want to do it. Danny Green said he didn't want to. I think a lot of their agents were telling them the contract complications if they were to start in January rather than December. There's like even though it's 1 month, there's like a large amount of money they're losing if they start in January.
Are they planning to have it in a bubble?
No,
I'm pretty sure they're planning on having
so.
their actual stadiums and having some fans in the stands.
Yeah, I think it's kind of rushed, but I think it's still necessary. I could care less. I want to watch basketball.
So with the fans in the stands, let's talk about college football and the fans storming the field after – who was they lost?
That was Clemson. Clemson lost. Notre Dame won. That was a crazy game. Yeah, it was double overtime. They tied in the first overtime, 7-7, and then Notre Dame won in second overtime, 7-0. It was quite a shootout in the game itself. But I was surprised seeing that Trevor Lawrence was there with Clemson, and during their timeouts, he was literally on the field. I'm not sure if he tested negative, but still, I mean, he's supposed to be quarantining for 2 weeks, so I was surprised to see him there.
Yeah, I think the major question is, do you think Clemson would have won if they had Trevor Lawrence?
I feel like they would have, because what we've seen from him for the past 2 years is he's a winner. That's what he is. Him, like Joe Burrow last year, they're just winners.
Yeah, I mean his first loss was in the final last year, right? I mean, he was undefeated in college and high school before.
He was undefeated in college. In high school. He was undefeated in college until the championship game last year. The man's a winner. You can't take it away from him.
Yeah, I think it's just that magic spark sort of. It's like the intangible. I mean, the new starter. I don't remember his name, but he's kept the offense
really well.
Pretty explosive.
It's DJ Uiagalelei. I don't know if I pronounced that right. He still played really well. Stats here shows he went 29 for 44 with 439 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, keep in mind that's overtime, but I think the big reason why they lost that game is because the Notre Dame run defense was pretty outstanding because their big running back Travis Etienne, he only rushed for 28 yards off of 18 carries.
Yeah, that's big.
So speaking of Trevor Lawrence and the college finals last year against Joe Burrow and his LSU Tigers, Joe Burrow with now the Cincinnati Bengals seems to be having a very good season so far. What are your guys' takes on that?
I think he's very well in competition for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
If it doesn't go to Joe Burrow, who do you think it's going to go to?
Herbert.
Herbert, Burrow, they're all up for it. Honestly, I mean, it's crazy to say, but James Robinson, he's been insane. But it's usually we see just in the past how it's mostly gone to quarterbacks. So I doubt he'll win it. But yeah, Joe Burrow and Herbert definitely up.
Speaking of Herbert, the Los Angeles Chargers just can't seem to catch a break. They're just losing every single close game they have. What do you guys think?
Feel bad for Herbert. I think he's playing really well. I mean, he's putting up say if Herbert played one more game, since he didn't play one game, he's putting up basically the same stats as Burrow with more touchdowns thrown, and Herbert's playing really well. I think it's just the fact of their defense. Yeah, the Chargers, I wouldn't say they blow leads, but I guess you can compare them to their AFC version of the Falcons. High-powered offense with a not very good defense that falls apart in the fourth.
I mean,
don't they play the Falcons next week?
Let me check.
Actually, yeah, they do play the Falcons next week. That could be a very interesting game.
Falcons are on a bye, right? And then they play week 11.
Oh, this is facts. That's facts.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they play them the 13th of December. They don't play them next week, but they play them soon.
Yeah.
That should be interesting.
Yeah.
That last
Calvin Ridley coming back.
I need Calvin
that
Ridley.
last call, that ball was punched out last second. If I was a Chargers fan, I'd be heartbroken for like a 20th time this year.
Yeah. I mean, how do we feel about the other games yesterday? Or the
somehow the undefeated Steelers almost lost to this Cowboys offense with their fourth quarterback of the year.
Hey, but Gilbert looked good.
He did look good.
Much better than Danichi. And
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, Gilbert, he has the weapons there because the Cowboys, their O-line's not great, but they still have the weapons. CeeDee Lamb was playing well. Amari Cooper played well.
The Cowboys' defense was looking much better than I had in the past, I think.
Zeke was running well, too.
Yeah.
He wasn't running too well. The Steelers' run defense is pretty solid.
I think
they were.
Yeah.
The Cowboys did do a better job of mixing up who they were running it to. They gave the ball to Zeke 18 times, and they gave the ball to Tony Pollard, who's more of a quicker back, 9 times. I think that's what they need to do to at least be more competitive in the NFC East. They need to hand the ball off to both of those guys. I mean, Zeke is great, but they need to switch it up.
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens, Indianapolis Colts. The Baltimore Ravens won by 14 with a score of 24-10. Lamar Jackson seemed to have a decent game like he's had this entire year. So, do you guys think he's having an MVP slump season after his MVP season last year? Or what do you guys think is wrong with Lamar?
I think it's just they're trying to fix something that maybe is not completely wrong, in the sense that they're trying to get him to pass more. He's clearly not rushing as much as he has been in the past. What we saw in basically the game so far, and especially the first half of this game, was domination by the defense. Even the first touchdown was scored on a fumble recovery by the Ravens defense to get them on the board. And they were really struggling to put anything together. A lot of 3-and-outs. Colts their defense seemed to be getting the better of the Ravens. But then once we got into the second half, Lamar started rushing more. Started just getting some more explosive plays and the defense stepped up, shut the Colts out in the second half. So I think if they continue playing like they did in the second half of that game, they can really, really win quite a bit this year.
Mind you, Lamar led the Ravens with rushing with 13 carries for 58 yards. Next highest was J.K. Dobbins with 12 carries, 30 yards. So, You guys think that Baltimore should get another back in light of Mark Ingram still being injured?
I think Ingram should be back soon. The offense is starting to improve. Lamar went 19 for 23. Most of those were like drag routes, flat routes. But I think last year the reason why they were so dominant is because no one had any clue what they were doing. Obviously people are like, well, they could just figure out Lamar. But it was really tough to know when they were running the ball to the running back or when Lamar was pulling out wide and taking the read. So hopefully when they get another running back, everyone could be healthy and it could be much harder to stop Lamar.
Yeah, I think the chemistry between Ingram and Lamar is crucial to their game.
So now let's go to arguably the worst division of all time, this year's NFC East, with the Giants narrowly beating the football team by 3 points. But however, the football team did lose Kyle Allen, and for the first time in a couple of years, you had Alex Smith, who came into the game and actually had a decent game. So what are your guys' takes on this?
It's kind of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Elliot.
I heard the announcer say I forgot who said, but how crazy it is the occurrence of when this happened, and how Alex Smith suffered such a similar not injury, but just the way it happened and everything, and now they're losing their starter or backup, whatever you want to call Kyle Allen. It's crazy.
How well do you think they played? I didn't watch the game yesterday, but I'm just looking at stats here, and it says that Smith went 24 for 32 with 325 yards, but he threw 3 picks and only 1 touchdown. Do you think that
It's not a huge drop-off, but it is concerning.
I mean, if you look at the 1 touchdown, that was 90% McLaurin.
Yeah, McLaurin's good. He's really good.
If I remember correctly, McLaurin caught the ball in traffic and broke a tackle and just sprinted into the end zone.
I mean, I think of all injured players coming back into the league right now, I think Christian McCaffrey just did such an excellent job coming in, putting up.
Lead the Panthers in receiving as well as rushing.
Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got 10 receptions, I believe. Put up like 38 fantasy points.
Let's see.
Pretty sure 2 total touchdowns.
McCaffrey was 18 carries for 69 yards and a touchdown. And with receiving, he was second to Curtis Samuel with 10 receptions for 82 yards and a touchdown.
Right.
So it looks like he came back into form, but he seems to have gotten an injury late in that game, which could be concerning for Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, even with CMC back and performing so well, still we're not able to hold off the Chiefs.
Yeah, I can't really get the hold of the Panthers. I'm confused because like they're competitive every single week. I mean, they've beaten the Cardinals, they've beaten the Chargers and the Falcons, but like all their other losses, they lost to the Raiders by 4. I mean, they lost to the Bucs by 2 scores, but I don't know. They just seem like a underdog good team, but I don't know what they're missing.
I mean, they almost won that 67-yard field goal that was wide. That was wide to the left. I'm pretty sure that had leg. Jordan, what's your take on it?
Well, I think without McCaffrey, the Panthers were playing well. But I don't think that they should rush putting McCaffrey in games. I mean, it's likely that they could make the playoffs, but without I think they could save him for next year just to build around him and try to get him ready for what they're about to accomplish, say, next year. So.
It's definitely a better season than last year the Panthers are having. I predict they'll probably end up going 7-9. 8-8 is the best they can probably do, but 7-9, 6-10 compared to last year's 5-11 squad that just was all Christian McCaffrey. It was the Carolina Christian McCaffrey. So there's nothing else to it.
Patrick Mahomes lit up the scoreboard yesterday with 4 touchdowns. Do you guys think he's en route for another MVP this year?
Yeah, I think he just broke a record for most passing TDs through first 7 starts, I think.
He broke the record for fastest to 100 passing touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if the MVP does not go to Patty Mahomes, who do you guys think is going to go to? Because Russ had his worst game of the season yesterday against the Bills.
It's still going to be Russ. I think it's either Russ or Patrick Mahomes.
Dark horse, Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I think it's Pat. I think it's Mahomes.
Or Rodgers, though. The Packers having a good season, so.
Yeah, he's having a good one, but I mean, Mahomes' numbers, he's 25 touchdowns to 1 interception compared to Russell Wilson's 28-8.
Yeah, their offense is just too consistent.
Do you guys think that blowout on Sunday Night Football that Brady is now out of the MVP race?
Yeah, I mean, Saints putting up 31 points in the first half unanswered, and then no score in the third, but getting another touchdown in the fourth quarter. I don't know. Did you guys feel it was kind of petty on the Buccaneers end, just kicking that field goal to prevent the shutout?
I mean, we saw the Bengals do it a couple weeks ago against the Ravens.
Yep. I don't know. Just I wasn't a big fan of that thing.
I don't really know if Brady was ever in the MVP. He was on fire. He was great, but you look at kind of how that passes. Yeah, his stats said it all. and he looked great when you watched him. It's just you look how the game is being revolutionized by guys that can run with their legs and make plays like that. And I just think kind of the Breeze quarterbacks, the Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady's of the day, they're not going to win many more. There's not going to be a lot of players like that win MVP because the game's just changing.
So this week seemed to be a good week for the AFC East with the Bills. Josh Allen really on fire with 44 points against the Seahawks to beat them, and also the Dolphins getting a close win against the Cardinals.
And Dolphins defense is really looking good, though.
Yeah, definitely. Especially against the Rams last week. They had quite a few.
Isn't it like the best scoring defense in the league?
Yeah, they got another touchdown this week.
Yeah.
They also have a 5-3 record.
Yeah, which I'm not used to seeing, I guess, from the Dolphins.
The Dolphins look like if Tua plays well, they could easily make playoffs, I think. Or not
Yeah,
easy,
and they're going to get their running back healthy. Once Gaskin comes back, he's going to be out 2 or 3 more games. They're going to be a tough team to play against.
So, speaking of the AFC East, Monday Night Football tonight with the Patriots and the Jets. What do you guys take? Who's going to win? Over, under? What do you guys think?
I don't know. I think it's probably the Patriots game. Haven't really seen anything coming from the Jets. I've tried Sam Darnold, tried Joe Flacco. Is Sam Darnold starting today?
I'm pretty sure Darnold is going to start. But
Yeah.
I think it's Flacco.
Is Flacco starting?
Is it really? Well, I mean, yeah. Ever since Flacco left the Ravens, I mean, even on the Ravens, he wasn't really doing that well after the Super Bowl win, I guess. But, yeah, Denver, injury, not really playing well even before the injury. Yeah, I guess it's a perennial conversation if Flacco's an elite quarterback, but right now it doesn't look like he is.
Stephon Gilmore out for the second consecutive week. What do you guys take? He's going to be out for more weeks?
I think J.C. Jackson's doing a really good job of taking up his spot. I think J.C. Jackson's really – I know there's not like a actual Pro Bowl, but do you guys know if they're doing like Pro Bowl teams at least?
I don't think so.
Because I think he deserves a spot in the Pro Bowl. He's doing really well. He locked up Diggs. He locked up Baisley last week. And he was one of the big parts why we're doing so well, why we're at least being competitive at times. So, I mean, Gilmore, it's a big loss, but hopefully we can get him back for the Ravens just to lock up Snead or Marquise Brown.
Cam Newton has had a horrible October. Do you guys think it's going to carry over into November?
Well, I think November will probably start off well today, but facing the Ravens next week, I'm not so confident. Looking at the Ravens defense being probably one of the 2 best defenses in the league. And then facing the Texans, I'm not sure. And then the Cardinals to finish it off. I think the Cardinals have a good shot with the way that they've been playing so far. I think it's probably maybe not a terrible month, but he's not going to really be outstanding.
Now, to end it off this week, what do you guys think the score is going to be to end this game?
24-13.
I think it's going to be lower, like 16 to 9 or something. Think of something really low.
I'm going to think probably 17-7 Patriots.
Well, I'm going to just throw out a curveball here. I'm going to say 42-0. Just an absolute blowout. This is not going to happen. I think it's going to be a blowout. I feel like Cam's going to rush it in twice, if I'm being honest. Because who on that Jets defense is going to stop Cam Newton from running the ball down their throat?
Hey, they stopped Josh Allen.
I'll go. I'll say 20, 26, 24.
You really think the Jets are going to put up 24 points? The Pats defense is pretty decent.
It's pretty decent, but
Patriots defense has allowed on average this year 19 points a game.
The Jets have put up 20 or more points once this season. And they put up 15 or more points one other time.
So, Jordan, what do you think the score is going to be tonight?
Yeah, I think Monday night they get fired up on a show people that.
Go for it, Jordan.
I say
Yeah,
something.
I think they're gonna try to establish the run right away. J-Dog.
I'd probably say something like 28-13. I don't think the Patriots are gonna put up that much just because they're not really in the group that they used to be. So I don't really think they're gonna put up that much points.
Anything more about the NFL? I mean, I can talk about tennis for a quick 2 seconds.
For tennis, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, so we just wrapped up with the Paris Masters, where we did not see Djokovic did not play. Of course, Federer did not play, but we did have Nadal and some of the rising stars. We got Sasha Zverev and Daniil Medvedev playing in the final. I thought they were both Medvedev has not been looking too good for the past few months. He's been losing quite early on in tournaments, including the French Open round 1 and in Cologne. Zverev has been quite on fire at winning both tournaments back-to-back in Cologne. So he's been putting up a good fight. Yesterday in the final at the Paris Masters, Zverev won the first set 7-5, but then lost the next 2 sets to Medvedev, who came out the victor. And Medvedev right now is up to rank number 4 in the world for the men's. And I think Sasha Zverev remains at 6, I believe. I can check that. Zverev, yes, remains at 6. So, yeah. And then, of course, Djokovic, number 1, Nadal, number 2, team number 3. That's my update for tennis.
Cool.
Well, I'd like to thank you all for listening in and watching the Talon Podcast Episode 3. Hopefully see you guys again next week, and goodbye.
Peace.